Custom. What's happening, guys? Welcome to Wreck the World. I'm Eddie, and I bought another project car. So I had my daily driver, super reliable little Toyota Corolla. It gets great gas mileage. The AC worked fantastic. I sold that car so I can buy a 1958 Chevy Apache. That kind of runs, but you know, all in all, I think it's a pretty good swap. You know, I want to get the Apache on the road before a car show that's coming up in less than a month. So I have less than a month to get this Apache roadworthy and get it to that car show. Look at this beauty. Pretty darn complete, pretty darn straight. This is actually the bad side. It's got a little bit of rust on the bottom, but that's okay. It's just an old truck. It has a V8 with the automatic transmission, and all in all, I mean, it's pretty rad. The interior is pretty decent. It's a little dirty and dusty, but I can clean it up and I think it'll work just fine. Now look at that. Who needs AC when you got a dash fan? There's the old V8 there. Supposedly it's a 350. I'll check some numbers and verify that. And that battery's deader than crap, so I'm gonna put a different battery in and we'll try to fire it up and at least drive it into the shop. So this uses the old school front style engine mounts, and they are just completely shot. I have some new ones that I already ordered. So that's the first thing I want to do is put those in, get this engine a little straighter in there and clean it up. Well, I got the old engine mounts out and they are nasty. So it kind of gives you an example. Think of like a sway bar mount or something like that. But it has rubber bushings on either side of it. That bushing's more of just kind of a ball of goo. So they're pretty worn out. This one I noticed the actual steel stud there has been eaten away. I don't have replacements for these, so I'm just gonna weld that up and grind it smooth again, just to kind of fill in that gap. And that should work. Here's the other side, and it's not much better. In fact, that's just a stack of washers instead of rubber bushings. So this definitely needs some love. So you can see where I did my welding here. Still a little spicy, but I'm going to get my grinder and kind of grind that smooth, and then the other side. Then I noticed that this is the other part of the engine mount that bolts to the block. That's supposed to be a round hole, and that's where that stud was rubbing in there and eating that away. So I'll get this cleaned up and make that a round hole again. Yes, sir. That's almost as good as new. So that'll work way better. And then over here, I kind of have a mock-up with the other stud with the new bushings, kind of give you an idea of how this contraption works. So I'm ready to reassemble. Putting them back in was a pain in the butt, but they're done, and you can see the engine sits in there quite a bit straighter. So you can kind of, I don't know, it's hard to see, but there's the new rubber bushings installed. all ready to go. And then I discovered that the transmission mount was also not the best. So that's not gonna cut it. But fortunately I had like 3 extras laying around. So I went ahead and installed that. So now I'm gonna move on to the fuel tank because it's nasty. This truck's been sitting for a while, so the gas inside of the gas tank got all nasty and varnished and stinky. So I'm in the process of cleaning it. A little home brew of vinegar and a bunch of nuts and bolts, and you shake it back and forth for a while and let those nuts and bolts break up all the rust inside. So while doing this, I noticed we have an issue with this gas tank. You see that dripping right there? That's the vinegar dripping out of the gas tank. I found a nice little pinhole in the bottom. And that's not the only one. I found 2 others. So now I need to figure out if I want to try to repair this tank or buy a new one. I don't know. It kind of bums me out. Maybe I'll just rig up like a 5-gallon gas can and drive the truck over. Fortunately for me, the car show is only about 2 miles away, so I don't have to go very far with it. Okay, day before the car show, and I think this truck's as ready as it's gonna be. So I changed out the wheels and tires. I think this gives it a much more classic look. I bought this set of wheels and tires off Craigslist for 150 bucks. It came with the caps, and these tires are like, oh my God, practically brand new. So the truck's looking pretty good. Had a big toolbox in the back. I took it out just to kind of clean up the bed a bit. And then the interior, vacuumed it out and blew all the dust out. So she's ready to roll. Damn, it's early. So it's the morning of the car show. I'm gonna have my friend Monty drive the Apache over. And that's Max. Hi, Max. I'm gonna drive the Riviera over and we're gonna head to the show. Yeehaw! We're a little early. These are all our cars. I brought the Hell Air, the Apache, and the Riviera, and that's my brother's car. The reason we're so early and it's a big empty field is because we're the ones hosting the car show today. So some of you guys might have seen my video from last year about the Bosque Farms car show. Well, this is it again. So here in an hour or so, this field's gonna be popping. 23rd annual Bosque Farms car show. Wow, what a turnout. So here it is at the car show. We got it parked just for display only. But I brought the Riviera, the Hell Air. And we have well over 200 cars this year. This year is huge.
We set another record this year thanks to everybody here. We are well over 200 cars. In fact, we lost count. We ran out of papers. I think we ended like at 205 and we still had them rolling in. So man, like, I don't know, probably close to what, 220, 230? I can't count that high, so I don't know. But great job, everybody. Like, that's awesome.
Hi, Monty. Back to the house she goes. Holy cow, that car show was nuts. But good news, the Apache made it there, no problems, made it back, no problems. So I'm gonna move forward with it and just address the fuel tank issue, get a new tank for it, and I'm gonna start cruising that bad boy everywhere. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Of course, I can't take this truck to a car show without the Rec Custom CC decal on the window there. Bam.